After an incident, organisations often send incident summaries out to the workforce. These are sometimes called incident alerts, safety flashes, or returns on experience. The expectation is that these alerts will be read by the workforce, who will learn how to work safer. However, reading is not the same as learning. For learning to happen, you must understand why an incident matters to you. You must take time to reflect on the incident and then decide how to use the lessons learned to make your own job safer. This means thinking about what barriers failed, what decisions were made, how can the same thing happen to you in your own work? By thinking about these things, you can consider your own behaviours, procedures and processes, and then make changes to the way you carry out high-risk activities. If there is no time set aside for active reflection, then learning will not happen. Reflection can happen proactively, such as by talking about an alert with colleagues in daily briefings and toolbox talks, or by taking time to think alone, like when doing a risk assessment or completing a permit to work. Reflection can also happen reactively, when something unexpected happens during a task. You often think back to previous incidents to try and understand if the same thing is happening again. To stimulate reflection, you should look at incident alerts when they're going to be most relevant, ideally just before doing a similar task. Here are some common barriers to reflection and some strategies to get round them. Barrier 1. Time. You cannot reflect on incidents if you are not given time to think. Regular meetings and toolbox talks are good opportunities to talk about and reflect on incidents. Occasionally, longer learning sessions are useful to discuss an incident in more depth. Barrier 2. Information overload. If too many alerts are communicated, some will seem irrelevant, and there will be too much information to remember, potentially leading to disinterest. Think carefully about what incident alerts are communicated and with whom. Barrier 3. Quality and delivery. Think carefully about the amount of detail included in an incident alert, and remember that team leaders may have a hard time presenting the information to their team in a way that's engaging. Try to make this easy for them. Make sure incident alerts are consistently of good quality and provide training on how to deliver them. Barrier 4. That would never happen to me. Imagine you've heard about an incident where someone made a mistake. Your first assumption might be that the person involved wasn't being careful enough. You may say to yourself, "This won't happen to me, I'm always careful." Now imagine you were involved in the incident. You might think it happened because it was dark, you were approaching the end of your shift and were tired, or the procedure wasn't clear. You would understand that situational factors had a large role to play. Learning from other people's incidents is about putting yourself in their shoes. But to do this, we need to push ourselves to think about incidents a little more deeply than we naturally want to. By tearing down the barriers to reflection, we can make real progress in learning from incidents.